Sam, the rapper. You say very good.
Good man. Good.
Yeah. You're welcome. It's funny because we're on camera and pretending like we haven't been together for the last 3 hours and shaking hands, you know. I like to pull the curtain back and just be fully honest. So yeah, we've been chilling for the last few hours having chats with Sam and a load of other people. Sam's got a really interesting story, and I'm actually not going to let you all hear it today because I think we need a longer form version to touch on that stuff. So I'm going to delve into some other stuff. Sam, by your name alone, we know you're a rapper. By your name alone, though, we don't know why. Tell us.
Do you know what? So it came from a desire to fit in.
Okay.
So at the root of it, it came from a desire to fit in.
That's the most honest answer I've ever heard. I really love that.
So I weren't exactly a popular kid. I moved around a lot, and it was just constantly trying to find identity. Who am I? What am I actually trying to achieve? And who am I trying to be? And there was definitely a bit of an image crisis. So when I went to a certain school when I moved around for one of the final times that I moved, and I noticed there was this urban sort of almost gang kind of vibe culture.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I noticed they were all the popular kids, you know. And so then it was, what do I do here? Do I join them, or do I stay as the nerdy kid that's kind of pushed out of things and the last to be picked for the football team? And so it was more of a get with the program or get out of the program.
That makes sense.
So I picked up the mic, and for the first time ever in my life, it was a PS2 game that really spurred it on, called Get on the Mic. We got PS2 for that, and we plugged it in with a cracked, Fruit Loops, and we just had a go at it.
It's funny because that links to your other story we're going to get into, but we won't get into that today.
And it was grime. It was all grime back then, and there was a lot of postcode stuff that was happening between the areas that I lived in. And it was very much jumping into the grime scene. And then became diss tracks, and it then became sending for people and battling and
all the rest of it.
And it really stemmed from that. And then as I grew older, it matured and it changed, and I realised, hang on, I'm not built for this life. I don't want this life, but I enjoy the craft.
Yeah, okay.
So I bedroom rapped for a very long time, and then certain life events happened, and it was like, I've got a choice to make here now. And do I start really pursuing this and putting myself out there, or do I just stop? And then someone said to me something, I think I might have read it somewhere, and it was, you've got two choices in life, and it's embarrassment or regret.
Oh, what
and
a strong
it's
quote.
so deep, because I use this in my work a lot now when I'm speaking to the lads about doing difficult things, and you've got two choices. You can be embarrassed for an hour.
Yeah.
After you do a show or you perform, you're embarrassed for an hour and then it's worn off.
Yeah.
That regret will haunt you. And that was it. Powerful. So there was Sam the rapper from there on. That was it.
So Sam, again, I've heard a ton of your music now. We've spent a little bit of time in the studio. We've actually spent a little bit of time outside of music together, like chilling and doing some various sports and whatnot. I still don't know what your message is. Now I know that it's powerful, and I know what you're trying to give a message of bettering yourself and making the right decisions. But I don't know exactly what that means, and I'd love you to elaborate on that.
If I have to summarise it, I think as men, there's a massive stigma around we need to be sort of alphas and we can't be flawed and we have to be almost just these hard characters.
Yeah.
And I've worked in justice for the last 10 years, so I've really seen the damage and side effects of that ego 100%. And that mask that we wear. So my big thing in my music is being brutally honest. Yeah. Again, another little tagline coming. It's ugly truths, not pretty lies.
Yeah.
And I wear that on my sleeve, I think. So my big thing is to own our stuff, own our troubles, own our concerns and our worries, and just let each other know that we're not the only people going through this. We're all trying to navigate something.
It's a very educated view.
Yeah.
And it's clearly something you live by as well. Like we've had conversations off camera and stuff. It's not just something you preach, it's something you live in. Yeah. Which is something I really believe in. If you're gonna preach something, you have to have lived it or be acting in a certain way to, why do you think everyone else can't do that?
Again, I think it's that ego, that perception of what we're supposed to be, And I think if you do come from certain backgrounds and certain areas and certain upbringings, it's kind of ingrained in us from very, very young. And I know there's the saying, you show me the boy at 7 and I'll show you the man. And that really sticks when I start looking at some of the people that I went to school with. I can see that acting out. I mean, we're 30 odd years old now.
Don't age me like that, bro. I'm still
sorry,
20. Still 29 for a little bit, bro.
Chicken,
He's doing me like that.
I'm 33 next month, and it's. I look at people that I grew up alongside, and I thought, if you could have just owned some of this stuff earlier, I feel like it wouldn't have defined you.
Yeah.
But we've allowed these things to define us, and men's mental health is a massive passion of mine, and I think the more I get into it, the more passionate I become about it.
Of course.
So I try to really portray that in the music by saying the hard things that need to be said, in the hope that people will just relate to it, and maybe they'll go away and start thinking, and then change comes from that. Just planting that seed.
So I'm going to do a little bit of behind the scenes and tell you all something. It's kick and box, So I run a boxing class, right? I'm nothing special. I'm a big fat guy. I couldn't punch myself in the face if I tried. But brought Sam down. He's pretty handy. Now, most men that can actually look after themselves spend a lot of time telling people they can. Your story really relates with what I saw. And if you think, I've done a little bit, I didn't really know what I was doing. He came down, he kicked my ass. I'll tell you, say, kid beat me around.
Listen to him.
He kicked my ass. Sam, I really like the humbleness that came with that, because became really clear to me there was no ego. You clearly have an interest in combat sports. Where did that come from?
Again, same story of where I found music. Not fitting in, getting a bit beaten up and a bit pushed around. I was 5'4" until I was 16. And then I grew, and I'm lucky I gained 6 inches. I'm really happy because there was a little bit of that. So it was kind of learn how to fight or forever be a victim to somebody that does know how to fight or does know how to throw their weight around. So it was that, and then I kind of really enjoyed the healthy release of aggression.
Yeah.
Because I think we bottle things up, and if we don't find a healthy release, they'll come out in worse ways. We see substance abuse, we see alcoholism, we see just unnecessary things. So I think it's finding a healthy channel for that aggression, and sometimes punching that punch bag is it.
Yeah,
and you come away and there's nothing left in you to be angry. It's all been left out there. Yeah. So that started it, and then it was MMA came through doing one of the ultra white collars.
Yeah.
And I'd done some jiu-jitsu and things earlier on, and then I did the ultra MMA, and I was like, I love this. I love this, the grappling, it's not just being punched in the face, so that's a real perk that if you can just
My first time getting choked out by like a 15-year-old girl,
right?
Was maybe the most exciting thing ever. I was like, oh, I'm weak.
Yeah.
And it's like...
And it makes you realise actually, we find out what you're made of, and I think then that correlates the confidence into other areas of your life.
100%.
And it starts to, makes you feel like you're capable. But I think a lot of my music and the combat side of things, it stems from just a deep-rooted insecurity.
So your story is kind of, you can always simplify is the wrong word, but you can always phrase it in a way where it was an effort to fit in and then an effort to stand out after.
Yeah, you could say it's survival. It was just like, small fish in a big pond, and it was just trying to find that way.
You found yourself now. That definitely comes across. You're definitely a man who's very self-aware and you're doing great things.
Yeah.
Sam, I want you to leave the viewers with something to remember you by, because you've got an interesting point of view on life that really resonates with people. Tell them what they can expect.
I've got to reiterate, it is embarrassment or regret, and I don't care what area of your life we're talking about. It could be the promotion you're scared to go for. It could be the change of career or the education that you wish you'd have took. It's never too late, first and foremost, because every day's a new day.
Of course.
And all we're ever trying to do is just that slow progression. Small steps are actually what get us to our goals. We look at that ladder and we look at the top. Don't look at the top, you look at the step in front of you. And if you do that consistently, what you're going to see is huge things start happening over a year, over 2 years. So I think leap of faiths are a really, really powerful thing. Believing in yourself and just thinking, do you know what? I've got nothing to lose and everything to gain here.
Wow.
So it's embarrassment or regret out here. You have to put yourself out there, or it is going to be the second one.
Embarrassment or regret.
Yeah.
I like that.
It's stuck.
Sam, what can the audience expect from you as a musician this year?
Lots of collabs, as many as I can possibly do. Some good singles along the way.
Who's your favourite collab? Name the one.
That I've done?
No, that you want to do.
Oh, out of anybody.
We'll say.
Or are we saying in the region?
Let's say in the city or in the region, yeah.
So I'll give Fury a big shout out. We've done quite a lot of collabs. We've been working for the last couple of years now.
Yeah,
so
I've heard some of those behind the scenes. They're pretty cool.
Really cool mental health related collaborations coming out that are really trying to speak to the young men out here. So that's a really important one. Outside of that, I would say I really like working with Young Springer.
Oh, I love that kid, man.
I love his
Call him a
flows.
kid, he's probably my age, but I love that kid. He's got young in his name, do you know what I mean?
He really gets me thinking about how to develop my flows into slightly different ways. Being a grime kid and then transitioning to rap, I've really slowed it down.
Yeah.
He reminds me I can rap fast. And
He's got a real American influence, hasn't
Yeah.
he? You know, he takes, is it Tech 9 and people like, he definitely takes a lot of influence from people like that.
So I like the idea now of, we're kind of working on a little something behind the scenes.
I look forward to hearing
So he's quite inspiring to me because he makes me really want to write. Whenever I sit with him and I listen, he makes me want to get the pen and just start writing frantically because he's got a lot of energy behind it.
He's a good guy, and he's just dropped a few songs. Make sure you go and check Young Springer's new music out. I mixed and mastered them, so.
And I'll put it on record. I'm pretty sure I mentioned a little collab with a T.O. Soul.
Hey, I'm sure something's going to happen in it soon, bro.
Yeah.
We'll get in the studio and we'll get it cracking, man.
Look forward to it. It'll be good. It'll be good.
Sam, it's been a pleasure, bro.
I'll see you at the next boxing.
See you at the next boxing.
Yeah. Thank you.